Tariffs always seem like an abstract policy debate, but in a recent article, you've told us that tariffs may have a tangible effect on U.S. real estate.
Tangible, if also unpredictable, right? So whenever you implement tariffs, you really don't know how they're gonna play out. But if I'm going to talk about what I think is the most important element of tariffs, it's really going to be how they're going to impact construction costs in the near term, right? We get a lot of our construction materials from Mexico, Canada, and China, 3 countries that right now are really in the crosshairs of the tariff policies, right? And so that could really increase construction costs, making development less feasible. I guess ironically, that could actually help out owners of existing real estate because obviously rents will have to rise to meet those increased costs.
So this could slow down new construction.
Absolutely. It could have a dampening effect on new construction.
So what about the bigger economic picture, interest rates and inflation?
Well, whenever you add a cost onto your inputs in an economy, which you'd be doing ostensibly with tariffs, you run the risk of running cost inflation, which in turn leads to higher interest rates. So that's the bad news, right? Is that we could have higher interest rates, which might make things less feasible. The other side of that is that again, owners of existing real estate get to take advantage of that cost inflation because real estate often is seen as sort of a safe haven because it really provides a good hedge against inflation as an asset class, let's say.
Got it. And what about different property sectors? Who wins, who loses?
Off the top of my head, I think I would say that industrial probably has the best chance of being a winner. And that would be because you might have more manufacturing coming in country to avoid trade disruptions. And so you're also going to need more logistics hubs, right, to move goods around. So that could be a winner. Biggest loser, I'd have to say, is probably going to be retail. Retail, often works on very thin margins to begin with. So if you take the cheap, imports out of the equation there, I think that could lead to more store closures ostensibly. So I think that's the complexity there.
Now, what about foreign investment? How do tariffs impact capital flowing from overseas into U.S. real estate?
Yeah, that's a really complex one, and it's not always in the ways that you would think. So, Chinese had historically been pretty significant investors in the U.S., commercial real estate, but other investments as well. You're going to see that continue to probably pull back, right, because of governmental restrictions on capital. So that's something that's coming political. It's not necessarily because of the underlying risks, real estate risks. It's just because the government's imposing it. And then you might see other countries looking to the U.S. as a safe haven for investment. So you might ironically see Canadians and Europeans, investing a little bit more into the U.S. As a way to sort of hedge their bets a little bit.
So bottom line, should investors be worried, or are there opportunities here?
It's a mixed bag, and there are a lot of unknowns here. Whenever you put tariffs on, you don't know how it's exactly going to turn out. There will be challenges, higher costs, uncertainty in trade policy, but commercial real estate's adaptability is what makes it attractive, right? And so investors who stay ahead of these shifts or are good at interpreting them and adjust their strategies will be in a great position to benefit.
Yeah, well, these are great insights into an unfolding situation. Thanks for breaking it down for us, Jay.
My pleasure.